Start. Just go ahead. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
What?
Are you serious? Are you
Come
actually
on.
serious? It's been an hour and a half. Are you actually starting on me? What I do?
we'll have Sal go first so you can watch Al Gore
I'll
be
go
Al
now.
Gore. Yeah. All right.
Okay, well, there we go. It started.
All right. Welcome back to the Bleach Wiki podcast, very first 2016. We're back for the first chapter of the new year, chapter 658. Fatal Matters Are Cold. I'm Zill.
Sal.
45. Future.
Son.
Oh, we actually introduced ourselves in in real fast this time. That's a first. All right. Okay, so we have a pretty chapter to start with the new year. So Sal, you want to go first?
Okay. Let's see what happened. Um, what was it? Damn, I forget what happened. How did it start? Um, was it Yoruichi or
Yoshiro.
Askin's all
Askin?
like, you can't kill me, and yours all like, you're
Oh, that's
healing.
right. You're right. So yeah, Yoruichi. Askin is like, did the whole basically what really kind of threw me is like, okay, so there's another aspect to this death dealing thing because it's already, you know, becoming more increasingly overpowered as the day goes on. Um, he apparently has some type of healing factor connected to it because why not? Um, so he's like, basically telling her, oh, your Retsu can no longer kill me, and he's talking about by raising the lethal dosage I have become immune, which I don't know that exactly is how lethal do how raising lethal dosage works, even for somebody who has it and probably would know better because that doesn't even make any sense. If you're raising lethal dosage, you just made it a higher level that somebody would have to do, attain or do whatever for it to affect you. It doesn't make you immune. It just makes you more resilient. So you have a greater resistance to it. I don't know that was worded correctly. Um, so he's like, you don't have the luxury of being shocked. And Yoruichi, I don't know that Yoruichi's expression is one of shock. She just seems like, like, she's like, okay. And then he's, talking a whole bunch of shit. And then Yushiro decides he's going to go and take this dude via the Shunko as if he didn't hear any of the conversation that previously occurred 5
Yeah,
seconds
that's
ago.
annoying. I hate that when that happens.
And Yoruichi's like, stop. And he goes and punches him, and he's like, oh, you don't get it. I told you head on earlier, stuff like that. Now, here's a significant problem I have. I don't really understand exactly what Askin did in this particular situation because he says that Yoretsu can no longer hurt me. So, yeah, it would make sense that, the whole Shunko thing probably wouldn't work anymore. But what I see is somebody punching you in your stomach. So, does that mean that your Retsu can no longer hurt me, but that also includes physical attacks? Like, I don't. Is the momentum that he got from the Shunko is stopped because so it was like he only hit you from like a quarter of an inch. I don't get it. Like it just seems kind of like far fetched there. And then somehow, some way, he ended up with arrows from piercing through his back out of his chest.
Oh yeah.
Um, though there was no bow or anything within that thing, so I guess that's a missed panel or something like that on Kubo's part.
I think it was to indicate that Askin moved too fast for Yushiro to see. So,
Or is that moving too fast for us to see because
Yeah.
I still don't see no bow.
Well, yeah. Well,
So,
if generally if the character can't see it, then we can't see it either. Like that, I think that's been true for the entire series.
and what kills me is Yashiro's holding himself like he has a stomach ache. And I'm like, oh my god, I've just been pierced in the chest. Um, eh, and of course, Askin is talking his shit, and then he gives the side look with with the eyes and the hair flowing down, just like, yeah, now you realize my true power. That's lethal. Yuri Shido, and I'm like, okay, somebody fucking kill this guy. Like that would have been the perfect point for somebody to like shoot him through the fucking face, just for added effects. So then
Yeah.
we
Robert comes back and shoots him. Is like, by the way, this is my power. There, yeah, problem solved.
Or
So
even
then-
better, Iba comes in and he's like, "By the way, this is what my Zanpakuto does. Bye."
wow.
All right. Well, all right. Go on.
So then we have we cut to you know Gerard walking around giant form waiting for the Ghostbusters to show up in the Statue of Liberty, and meanwhile turns out that Hachi and Hachi and
Yori.
Yori are hiding out, so they're fine. They're hiding out, and at Gerard is all pissed because he's so fucking bored because it sucks to be so huge with nobody to kill. Oh, how horrible it must be to have that stupid ass power of yours. I'm so big. Where the hell is Atom Smasher or Giganta? Like, come on. This is kind of like ridiculous because we don't really have anybody who can get big enough to like fight him, and I'm not really sure exactly how this is supposed to work. He's talking about miracles and stupid shit like that, and then somehow he notices that he notices somebody as small as fucking Ant to him peeking around the side of a corner of the wall and shit like that, and decides to smash the wall, and Hiyori escapes. Finally, after so long, we see a Vizard put on their hollow mask.
Mm-hmm.
And then she shows us her skill by not creating one, but 3 interconnected freaking Ceros.
Awesome.
That's a new formation, mind you. 3 interconnected Ceros that fucking blast the shit out of him, and he of course is like, "Oh, that shit don't mean nothing." And he's like, "Yeah, it wasn't, supposed to be a serious attack. They had a different purpose." And then of course you see Lisa, Love, and Hachi appear on his side, appear above him, and they all unleash their own special attacks, including Hachi's new chocolate bar slider.
Oh God! Best attack of this entire arc. Fucking a chocolate bar.
Next thing you know,
Chocolate-
Kubo.
I pray to God that's in Kana, so he's saying it in English. Chocolate bar slider. Oh, I want that so bad.
Oh, God. We get the fire breathing mallet, which we haven't seen since Love fought Stark.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course we also get a new capability for Lisa's Zanpakuto, which seems to be a whole lot of slashes. Anyway, they put some fucking hurt on this guy, and the funny thing is there's a whole scene of this, like, barriers and explosion and what Lisa's doing, and I'm sitting here looking at this level of damage, and yes, of course it didn't affect Gerard, but I'm just sitting here like, if these motherfuckers is this fucking damaging, why does it seem like there was people were so incapable from the onset of this arc when they were fighting? Because it seemed like, oh, your abilities are so devastating, except right now. And then wait for it, and they're good again. Like that was kind of like threw me off. Of course, it didn't affect him, so he swats them away with his giant shield, and they crash into a wall, and he's just like, "Oh, I'm bored again. I'm just gonna destroy everything." And then before he, gets to do that, his ice freezes his arm, and you hear somebody saying, judging from the Retsu, Kiraku, and a lot of other people are around the area, so allowing you to flatten would be a good idea. And then, Cue the music. Back in the saddle again. We have Hitsugaya showed up
Back in
to
the.
that going. I'm like, okay, yeah. So my initial issue, I like the chapter. I would have liked it more if Yoruichi could just, kick this guy's ass and Askin's ass and be done with it. What I actually had an issue with was Hitsugaya showing up. Not because I have any particular issue with Hitsugaya. It's basically because my feeling is Hitsugaya's role in this story as a major character, being having a focus on, I felt like it was already done. Somebody had made a comment that Hitsugaya has not had a win yet in this series. I mean, in this arc, even though he has had wins previous, or maybe sort of kind of usually wins that he should have had that were interrupted
Yep.
in some way, shape, or form. In this particular case, I just felt like this is the point where other people need to showcase their thing. I don't know exactly that Hitsugai has anything more to show us. I think he has pretty much ran that course, so I didn't understand why he was the one to like save the day in this particular instance. Um, I also had issue with this insinuation that a couple of people had about, thinking that Yoruichi, is going to get help or needs help from like Soifon showing up or Yorihara showing up and stuff like that. And I'm like, since when is Yoruichi so daggone weak that she needs anybody to show up? She has a lot more to showcase, if in my opinion. So it kind of doesn't make any sense for them to bring anybody in unless that person is just there to daggone distract and they're gonna get swatted to the side in the first place. I fully believe that she can handle Askin herself. She hasn't done much of anything, and now that she is backed in the corner in one aspect, she can probably go and address other aspects in order to handle the situation. I feel that she is that capable, so I don't think she needs a backup or anything like that. And somebody also made the point that, oh, it might amp her up if Yushiro dies, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why did we immediately jump to that? It's like you're acting like she's Ichigo or somebody, which she's not. She's pretty much taking this shit seriously as it is. So I don't think that that's even really remotely necessary. The fact that he's hurt is enough to daggone piss her off, I would think. And not only that, but I think, it is also pointed that Ishiro is particularly strong, considering that he doesn't seem so initially, and then you find out that he is. So considering that we've had people like Hiyori who got cut in half, and Momo who's been like stabbed through the chest like 3 4 times and had her internal organs fucked up
Isuru.
by yeah, had her internal organs fucked up by Aeon and stuff like that. I mean, and they're less powerful in my general estimation from what I have seen than somebody who is as capable as Yushiro has turned out to be in the last couple of, last chapter or so. Um, I think he should be fine. I don't think that's an issue. So yeah, I think overall it was a decent story, but I would have liked after that break, that very long break, for them to have come up with something a little bit more progressive than, oh, your brother got knocked out of the situation, so now it's just up to you, as if it always wasn't. So, and of
Sir,
course, he's a guy, I think.
certainly better than last year's opening chapter, which was "Here's where everyone is." The end. That's what it was.
Here.
Yeah. So they're there, you're here, and yeah, this is what we're gonna do. Okay, thanks, bye. Oh, and also one shot of Ichibi being like, "Oh, peace. What about that, huh?" It's better start. All right. Okay. Son, do you want to go next?
No, it's alright. Go ahead. Everyone's go.
I'm planning to go last anyway, so.
I'll go. All right. So, with the stuff with Yorichi and all that. First of all, I'm glad that spoiler that Zil talked about didn't come true.
God, fuck that guy who was like, oh man, you know, you're reaching Yashiro.
They're both gonna lose, and then Grimjow's gonna show up.
Yeah,
and
like how
no, please,
why
no.
why the fuck? Also, how the fuck would you know this a week before the chapter was even leaked? Like, Jesus Christ.
Like,
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
glad that didn't come to be the truth or anything. I kind of don't really have that much of a problem with what's going on with Askin. I pretty much knew, okay, he's not gonna be done yet. Like, we all know that's gonna happen. One thing I really have more to talk about is that part with the visor, and it kind of brings up an issue I've kind of been having since they've come up to the Soul King Palace. It's like, why did they bring all these people up here if half of them are just gonna be freaking tossed aside like nothing? It's like, well, first of all, we had a bunch of people getting sniped by Lie. Then we have Gerard wrecking a bunch of people like Renji and Byakuya. And then we have the Visored show up, and then Gerard just smacks them aside once. And it's like, what was the freaking point of bringing all these people up here?
Well,
It's like, okay, I get the concept.
You still do
I
have
get the-
Love's Bankai.
It's like I get the I get the concept. You know, the more people you bring up, the better chances you have. But it's like, why are you bringing so many of these characters up here? First of all, there's not like, it's not like you're gonna give every single one of them like the spotlight at one point. It's like there's not that many Sternritter to go around anymore. It's just like the 4 elites and then Uryu, Hashwalth, and Bach, and then it's like, why did you bring them all up here if they're just gonna be like smacked aside after like 5 seconds? It's like, oh, here's a power I have, bye. Just like, what was the whole point? Like, why did they even bother coming up here if they were just going to be wrecked in like 2 seconds? Like, I get it's to showcase, oh, the elites are so uber powerful and badass, and but
Yeah, but it happened the same in the fake arc or Trying arc. The only one that did anything was what do you call him, Hachi. It was the same thing.
But realistically,
It's like
I mean, who was going to fight the elites? I mean, if it was the Royal Guard, I have a feeling that if it was the Royal Guard like I wanted to have to actually fight the elites, then those battles would have been over real quick.
Oh yeah. I
Because the Royal Guard would have wrecked them.
I mean, shit. Now, my probably could take them on even when they were, you know, OP and like they are now.
and it's like, at this point, I don't even know who's intended to fight who. Because there's so many freaking people up there. Like, Mayuri gets Pernita, okay. Got that out of the way, knew about that. I still don't know who's going to finish off Askin at this point. I don't know if they're going to stick with Yoruichi or someone else is going to show up. Gerard, I have no freaking idea. I don't know if we're going to stick with Toshiro or anything. I have absolutely no idea at all. Lie got wrecked by Shunsui. Okay. Then we get to, like, Hashwalth and Bach, and I'm like, who's going to be taking care of them? And also, is Uryu just standing dicking around or something?
Oh yeah, Uryu's supposed to be on one of
Standing
the other
behind a
branches.
building or something, taking a leak or something while this is going on.
He's on top of the tower taking selfies with all the carnage behind him.
Oh, good lord. And that brings up another thing that I had a problem with is freaking Uryu. I think this has been such a wasted opportunity with Uryu in this arc. You have the main bad guys are his lost race. We have pretty much no idea what his feelings on this are. We have no idea how he feels about suddenly all these other Quincy's showed up. We just know he joined up with them to avenge his mom and stuff like that. But it's like, we have seen like next to nothing of him. Okay?
Don't you know that's how it works? That's how Kubo centers arcs on people, by having next to nothing of them in it.
Yeah, last arc was supposed to be about Chad, and we got like, oh god,
Ichigo. We got Ichigo.
Again.
It's like I feel like it's like we've seen more out of characters that were introduced in this arc. We've seen more of the Royal Guard in this arc than we have Uryu.
Honestly, I feel like Uryu wouldn't really care that way. Like he said in the very first arc that he wasn't like mad or anything at the Shinigami for, you know, committing genocide or whatever. He was mad about his grandpa dying, but he didn't really like, oh man, my entire race is gone. Wah! Like
I still think
Sasuke.
it's like I feel like it's been such a wasted opportunity. Like we get this implication that there's not many Quincy left, and all of a sudden they all show back up. Like, what does he think about this? Well, we don't really know what he thinks about this because we've barely even seen him in this arc.
He just couldn't come with Ichigo this time. That's all we knew.
It's like he's suddenly. It's like he disappears for a whole load of chapters at the beginning. Then he shows up with the Vondenreich. Then he gets confronted by Hashwalth. And then not a lot else.
We do know he seems to think that it's okay to daggone shack up with the guy, this freaking monster that daggone killed his mother. But you know.
And then
That's
also
none of my business.
And also shoot Yoruichi in the shoulder because fucking yeah, great.
Things.
All I know is that there better be
nuts.
some good payoff with this because, as it stands, I think it's a huge wasted opportunity to not have Uryu around for like the entire arc instead of just standing around for a couple of seconds.
He's probably gonna explain himself in his climactic battle with his wife Ichigo and then die. Oh well.
Oh God, please no.
It's probably going to be something like, you know, if he turns against him, he's going to kill him or whatever.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's gonna die. I'm almost positive.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's probably going to be something ridiculous like that, and then he sacrifices himself anyway and goes, oh, fuck it. You know it as well.
But, getting past that, after the whole Gerard swatting everybody aside like that, then I don't really have a problem with Hitsugaya. I've always kind of had a soft spot for characters with ice powers. Explains my choice in favorite Pokemon, right? But, I don't know. I kind of agree with Sal that he's kind of had enough exposure at this point. Like, maybe give somebody else a shot at Gerard. That we've already gotten enough of Hitsugaya so far, but I don't know. Maybe he is hiding something else in his back pocket. Also, speaking of his clothing,
Zenkai.
Oh, great!
Please no. Oh. Also,
Bankai stage 2 somehow. What?
Also, I find it kind of funny that he's going to be going through this battle while wearing that. Like he's wearing. Like, does nobody notice that he's wearing?
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Nobody's question. Like nobody in story is questioning why he's wearing that.
Hey, and in all fairness, that outfit is so much better than his previous one.
Look,
Like,
I'm agreeing with you. I'm not arguing that it looks badass. I'm just saying, why is no one questioning this?
Well, let's see. Mayuri found him. Mayuri doesn't give a fuck about anything. And then his lieutenant doesn't really care either, so no one's really seen to be like, what the hell are you wearing, Toshiro?
All I know is Gerard better point it out. Otherwise, it's gonna be some more of a case of he's just wearing it because it looks cool.
Oh, yeah. Alright.
Like, if Gerard isn't, like, uber confused by that, then...
Well, you don't gotta change your clothes up there. I mean, what the hell is he supposed to wear? He's supposed to show up with a daggone freaking a suit made out of ice?
Yeah, if he just show up with his dick in his hand, that might be a problem.
Oh God, don't mention.
Whap.
I'm just saying that... I just think it's kind of hilarious that he's fighting the bad guys while wearing their clothes. That's... Overall with this, I liked it. I'm kind of disappointed where they went with the visored, but other than that, I thought it was decent.
For what they are, the visored are. Oh, sorry.
Alright, I'll go next. I'll skip my...
Are you sure? So
Yeah.
I wanted to go last.
I changed my mind.
Okay.
Let's see. So, I guess we got an explanation of why Askin went from, like, burnt to a crisp to just slightly burned last chapter. In the last couple of panels, he has a healing factor related to his ability. I get the feeling Stream kind of fucked up on the whole explanation of why he's healing. I don't think it was like, oh man, I become immune. It's just like, oh, like you just can't hurt me or whatever. So, you know, Yushiro rushing in and getting hurt pretty bad was kind of expected because the last chapter established that he was kind of impetuous when it came to fighting. Like, even he went right in and attacked Askin, you know, without trying to establish what his abilities were or whatever, and then he paid for that dearly this time. The fact that he got let's be real, he got what's his face from Lord of the Rings? Boromir, the guy who got shot 3 times with his
Yes,
giant
Boromir,
fucking
yeah.
arrows. Yeah, that's what happened to Yushiro. And oh jeez.
Yeah, but we could see that bow.
Well, oh well. I mean, I don't. I'm sticking to my theory that it was Asuka moving too fast, too furious, and so yeah. So I guess we should back to Gerard. I guess that's how we're gonna go now instead of just waiting, holding off him forever. I found his speech about about like how it was so troublesome to find all these tiny people. I found that hilarious because he was just being so melodramatic about it. He was like, "Oh man, I have to look through this like I'm looking for an ant. Ugh, woe is me." And then he just goes right back to being all cheerful and stuff and smashing buildings. Uh, the fact that he also was one to call out the weird usage of he already called people baldy was pretty hilarious. I have a full head of hair. I mean.
Well, yeah, they argue about that all the time. That's always he always means I don't. She always means she's not
Yeah,
talking about their
yeah, yeah, but yeah, it's like I don't mean it literally. And the triple Sarah was awesome. I mean, I think the closest we ever got to that was Grimjow using Sarah in either hand in his fight against Ichigo, but that was more like a feint than an actual attack. And then the try attack with the other 3 Lieutenant Visor was okay. Well, I was a captain, whatever. Was awesome. Chocolate bar slider, best attack. I guess this will be probably confirmation that Lisa's Zanbakuto is just a straight melee thing, since it seemed like this Niju Ichijo Tambukidari was just like it looks like it was 21 like separate stabbing attacks, judging by the panel where you can see that Joe's being blown up and he has all these barriers and there's these things coming out near his waist. So I'm pretty sure she doesn't have any special abilities for Zanbakuto, so it's kind of like a Kaku in his straight melee thing. But, Gerard just kind of bitch slaps all of them and gets on with it. And then Hitsugaya shows up in a badass pose and a badass suit, and, honestly, I have 2 things to say about that. One, I'm pretty sure it's only going to get used for him to show off like his the whole complete Bankai that they've been talking about for the past 10 years, and then I think that Shinji and Oroharu will intervene primarily because if you look at the cover pages for this chapter, you can see that the word bleach is upside down and backwards, which is ahem. Very reminiscent of a certain bowl cut wielding man. So I'm pretty sure Shinji's going to come back and probably go Bankai too. But I think ultimately Shinji and Oroharu will settle this somehow. But I think basically this is Hitsugaya getting to show off his real Bankai and maybe prove that he can get in some damage to be a freezing instead of direct damage somehow to good old Gerard. And yeah, that's about it, really. I liked what happened. I mean, like I said, it's a much better start than last year because that was just like it was basically a recap, which I can understand that for the readers of Shonen Jump in Japan because they're not obsessive compulsive like we are, and they just read every manga casually. They don't keep track of everything on their own. I can understand that for them, but for us, manga stealers, it was kind of unnecessary. But other than that, whatever. I really wasn't that upset about it. I just found it amusing, and yeah. Also, one more thing, I found it interesting that Hachi wasn't wearing his mask when he was doing his attack. I'm not sure why. I mean, I'm not sure if it actually like enhances the power of his barriers. I mean, for his little standing ovation thing that he used against the Manos Grande and Fake Karakura, it seemed to work. It turned him red or whatever. But for this one, I don't know. I guess he just wanted to conserve it, just in case, because he still has a time limit on it. So that's kind of important. But yeah, that's all I got.
Okay.
All right, well,
Oh, right. Okay, right. Sorry, yeah. Sorry. It's very late. It's 3 a.m. here. My apologies again. Okay, all right. I'll go. What was I saying? I had something in my head. Right. On this, right. I'm just going to talk about because obviously, how many times have we recapped the chapter this time? It did sort of annoy me that Yoshiro was running in straight away, after Santa. Oh, who's repeating me?
oh, sorry.
Mm,
I was leaning out my headset a bit, and that
I knew
reflects.
about it. I know what it was. You're okay. I knew someone did something, so I was waiting for someone to say something because I hate my voice and I can't. Ooh. But anyway, yeah, no, I hated that Yoshiro ran in straight after saying, "Yeah, you can't hurt me anymore." No, I'll try. But yeah, like Sal said, he did take that punch as if like it was just, oh, I'll just scratch you with my shunko. Um, uh, but they sort of I don't see it being that he was too fast. I mean, I know, yeah, they've done it before in the series where it's like, oh shit, I didn't see you, but Kubo usually does kind of represent it to us like a wee bit, like, to us that, that it's kind of like that they're moving really fast. He does just kind of show it to us as the reader. um I don't like this idea that someone's like, oh, Yoruichi's going to get serious now that her brother's down or whatever. Yoruichi is a serious fighter. It's just because she's not serious in terms of personality doesn't mean she doesn't take battles seriously. I mean, I'm not a serious person in general, but I take things seriously. Like I'll seriously do things that I care about or whatever, or that but I'm still not serious in terms of personality. I'm pretty eccentric, pretty mental. Yeah, I've been called. Um, in terms of the uh, Visored, I'm actually rather miffed off about that because I would have liked to see a bit more there. It was just like, yeah, by the way, the Visored here. Okay, on to Hitsugai, which I don't mind Hitsugai. I like Hitsugai as a character, but as for um, the Visored are just basically they are the most underutilized characters in the series. It's like we were waiting for ages for them to show up in Fake Hardcore Town, and then it was like, oh yeah, look, they're going to do something. Oh no, they got pushed back in. Yeah, that was no, yeah, sucky for you. Um, and I like the Visors. Like potentially they could be like Lisa. I love Lisa. I like her, but it's just basically her and Hiyori. It like okay, Hiyori's a wee bit more utilized in terms of outside battle, but in battle it's just like yeah, whatever. But I have to say that Zero was awesome. And yes, okay, we got a few techniques there, but it was just like, ugh, okay, yippee nice to see, because it's like it kind of proves Aizen right, like, oh, you're just a bunch of incomplete or wrong car, you piece of shit, kind of thing. And it's like, fuck, it's like, come on, we know what the visor can do, come on. But no. But yeah, Hitsugai showing up with that, it was kind of unexpected. I was kind of like, what the hell's wrong with Jared? What's he doing? And then he was like, and then it was like Hitsugai. So I did like him showing up, but I just don't like characters being pushed aside, just underutilized. And what I mean, story wise, yes, I get the point of bringing them the more people, up there, the better for you want to win the battle. But in terms of writer wise, what was the point of us reader? What was the point of us seeing them? Yeah, okay, look, there's a Vizard. Look, cameo time. Boom, on to the next thing. And yeah, it's kind of annoying, but yeah. I kind of like Hitsugai's outfit. It's kind of nice to see them kind of in the zombie outfit because, like, obviously, like Sil said, Mayuri would not give a shit what the fuck he was wearing. He'd probably put him in if he was in a bikini. He'd probably leave him in a bikini. So I want to see that scene now. He showed up freezing him in a bikini. But yeah, so yeah. But that was my kind of 2 cents on the matter. Trying to keep it quiet and quick. No. No. Did everyone die?
No, I'm still here.
What's up?
So yeah, finished, done. I enjoyed the chapter, but aspects of it, ugh. Yeah, that's it. I'm done.
45. There you go.
All right. Well, pretty much since going last, it's pretty much pointless to say that we get the idea. I think the reason why people want to, it was a good chapter overall. I'm not going to cover the fact that, Yoshiro, everyone hates it. I understand. I think people are just understoring this Grimjaw hype, and that's why they're hoping that Yoruichi.
It and resolve everything themselves. Like that paved the way. But yeah.
If he does, shit.
But
Well, again,
like,
not to Toshiro, but
if he goes down next, like at the end of the next chapter, I'm gonna laugh my ass off.
For me to believe that he could do it by himself, in a way.
Well,
I think a lot of
given the
people would have
form-
a massive problem with that.
like look at the formula of the past two fights. Like the captain level people were just needed aid about halfway through the battle in order to complete it, and I guess it's because he's saying for
Puny
God.
It does look like, at least after.
No.
I think starting with the second invasion, Toshiro looks a bit taller.
okay.
4'4.5".
Okay, let's say
He's-
even if Toshiro's 4'8", he's still fucking short as shit.
Yeah.
I'm not disagreeing that he's still short, but it's like, I think he has gotten a little
Taller, yeah.
taller.
I agree with that. I guess I could say, but yeah. So, if you guys want to wrap it up, that's cool. I think we said what we needed to.
Yeah, anyone else have anything? Sal, you still alive, or? Is he watching the
Yeah.
show?
Yep.
Yeah, on that, I know this recorder is now bugging up.
Right.
Oh.
Wow. Nice.
Right on that lovely imagery.
If you want to subscribe, and Happy New Year belatedly to everyone, and I'm sure you all missed this. Like, I was like, just updating the Facebook page, like going, yeah, sorry, there's nothing there. Have a happy Friday. People were liking it. It's like, okay, right, I was just updating. I was like, right.
Oh,
So,
dear.
but yeah, right. Okay, well, it's kind of nice, I guess, to be back. But yeah. Yeah, back to late nights or Friday nights for me. Woo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Back to like 4 a.m. chapter releases for me. I mean, okay, manga stream, be that way.
Yeah, that's your fault. You choose that though. But
No,
yes.
no, it's not that I'm awake. It's that they're releasing at 4 a.m. Like, I mean, I'm up by 5 for work, but whatever. Whatever. I can wake up earlier.
Yeah. But yeah, so 90 night, guys. Ciao,
Bye.
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 Hasta luego, or whatever.
Hasta la mañana. If I could get the recorder on, that'd be great, and just let me shut it off. Yeah. My life today.
We ain't doing
Alright.
anything else.
No, oh hell no.
Okay. Good night.
Also, Zill bailed.
Okay.
Yeah, if you all wanna.